Hey there, I'm coming to you from my patio in down by the beach, and I can't believe that it's been 10 days since Business Breakthrough Academy Alive, and I got to tell you, the the joy that I had, the honor, the blessing to spend the 3 days with you, to share my vision with you, for me to hear your vision, to work through some of the different dynamics, to take what it is you're looking to do and just grow it, to explode it, to build it, to blow it up. Just it jazzes me. I've in these last 10 days had the opportunity to reflect and think back on many of your faces, many of the gleams in your eyes, and that's what really brings joy to my heart, to realize that maybe in those 3 days we took the moment and we took those dreams, we shook the dust off those dreams, we shined the light on them, and we brought life back into them. And during these last few days, I've had the opportunity to talk with a few of you, to see where you're at, to understand what you're going through, to realize some things. And in this video, I wanted to take a moment to revisit some concepts and maybe give you 5 things that I want you to focus in on, that will start to really move you forward. What to do next, and those kinds of things. And then I also want to maybe talk about a couple of housekeeping items so we can create community and we can work together and stay together and support each other and celebrate each other's successes, and help each other through any frustrations, and building this community of entrepreneurs and difference makers and champions of possibility in that regard. So the first thing I wanted to give you is just what I call, it's my framework on what I call the greatness framework. And what it really is about understanding is what on one hand, what are the skills, the talents, the potential that you hold within you, and some of that you may know already. It may be things like copywriting. It may be things like business consulting. It might be life coaching. It might be medical advice or health advice or wellness advice. It could be anything. But what are the skills and talents that are embedded in you and have come through your journey, your life's experience, your education, the things that have happened in your life, your story, all of those things. So it's really understanding what are those skills, what are those talents, what are those, what I call potential in there. But then understanding what on the other side of it is what are the opportunities that exist. Opportunities that exist for those skills, those talents. And we could talk about an opportunity, we could talk about markets. Although markets are broader, opportunity I think is a little more narrow, and we're going to talk about trying to narrow your focus and taking one step and talking about the one thing. And if you look at the combination of the opportunities that exist and the talents and skills that you have, where they intersect is what I call the niche. This is the place that you ought to be considering operating. It's where your opportunities meet your skills, talents, and potential. And then what really brings this to life is supported by the action you take, the discipline you have. And so if you think about the 3 circles of talent, skills, and potential on this side, and opportunity and markets on this side, and how they combine, and then your discipline and the actions you take here, right in the center, right in the intersection of all 3 of those, of opportunities, skills, and talents, as well as your discipline, is where your greatness lies. That's where we ought to be really, really focusing in on it. And when you look at the intersections of your potential, the talents and skills, and the discipline, that's where your growth, your development will expand. And then on the other side, where the opportunities and your discipline will intersect, that's where money is. That's how you monetize it. So really, this is the recipe for your success. This is the recipe to bring your greatness out to the world in a big way. It's to focus in on your talents, your skills, your potentials, combined with the opportunities in the market space that you're going to niche together, and then bringing action and discipline to all of it so you can develop and grow and monetize it. And that's really where the focus needs to be for you these next days, these next weeks, these next months, this next year, as you move forward out of Business Breakthrough Academy Live and into the world, and you take these ideas into the world. And in order to do that, here's what I invite you to do. The 5 things that I invite you to consider as you start to move forward. And the first is to really define what are those talents and skills that you have. What is the potential? What are the unique gifts that you bring to the table based upon your experience, based on your journey, based upon the things that have happened in your life and on your story and all of that. And what I found in talking with some of you is some of you may be in the midst of transition. And I know that can be a challenging time because at times when we're in transition, we want to leave behind the old you. And we want to bring out and expand and grow the new you. The challenge is that's as if you're going into a new party and you don't know anyone there and you're going to show up naked. Well, now that may certainly get some people's attention, but in a marketplace it usually doesn't. And so the question is, how do you really take those talents, skills, and potential that exist in the marketplace you're in and slowly transition them, use them as a vehicle to enter into this new journey that you're trying to transition to, possibly. What is the mistake that people make, including myself at one point in time, is that they turn around and they say, I'm going to leave that behind. That's not me anymore. And then they want to try something new, and they have no audience, they have no platform, they have no followers, they have no customers. Whereas using it as the vehicle to enter into these new markets may make sense. And I'll give you a for instance. I was recently talking with someone that really is well known in the nutrition space, the vibrancy space, the energy space, and she's done a tremendous amount of mentoring and coaching and teaching and training in that arena about how do you bring that vibrancy into your life from a physiological, from a nutritional standpoint. And she wants to move and shift gears into a space where she's also doing leadership and performance training and coaching and mentoring in that regard. And instead of leaving behind the nutritional, I said, this may be our entry-level work that you're doing with your clients. And once you get that entry-level work, you then now start to layer in this new higher performance stuff, this leadership stuff, and some of the other types of training you want to do. So instead of just stopping and not doing that, it's important to use that. And one of the reasons it's important is that I know from many that I've talked to is that some are sitting back saying, well, I need cash flow. Well, the best way to get cash flow is to make sure that you go, and I don't mean this in a negative way, for the low-hanging fruit. No different than when I turned around and we built this Practice Builder Academy. This was the one where I did the shirtless webinar. You know, this was an organization, an association of 5,000-6,000 members, that of which maybe 3/4 of them have been trained by me. I got a Lifetime Achievement Award. They knew me. I had a reputation there. So putting in a program was an easy program to put in place and an easy program to sell. And it was a quick way to generate additional cash flow, except for the shirtless seminar. So the reason I'm asking you and inviting you to not let go of all your skills and talents and your past journey is it's what's made you. And it's what's going to allow you to create the quickest path to cash right now. So focus on the skills and talents. And then ask yourself this, with these skills and talents, with this potential, where can I go? What's the opportunity? The opportunity, a single opportunity. Not all the opportunities, not something broad that you can't get your arms around, but a single opportunity that you can go after, that you can focus, laser in on, and go after, whether it's a marketplace, whether it's a customer group, whether it's a customer segment. Maybe it's, I'm going to focus in on just executives in the medical space or executives in technology space. I have one client who all she does is she focuses on Silicon Valley executives and working with them on their leadership and communication skills. So what is that narrow focus opportunity that you can take your skills and talents to immediately and start to monetize it? Something that you have connection to, something you have access to, something that you have an inroads to, something that you have a platform for. So you've got your skills and talents, you define the opportunity, that's step 2. And 3, orchestrate and design the journey for your easiest path to cash. The combination of skills and the opportunities in steps 1 and 2 should be the path to cash for you in a short time frame. We're not talking a year. We're talking about something that you can get into now, because what I want you to do is to start generating cash flow as quickly as possible so it will support you to continue your journey, to create what it is that you want to create, to continue your transition. Then the fourth step that I want you to think about is to literally map out the journey. Not only your journey, but your customer's journey, your client's journey. Where do they come into your journey with you? And when I talk about it, it's a sales journey, if you will. It's a customer path journey. Is where do they get introduced to you? Is it a book? Is it a training? Is it an audio program? Is it a product? How do they get introduced to you? And then what's the next step, the next logical step that they need? And maybe you're not sure about it. Maybe you need to ask them that after they've got the first step, what do they feel is missing? What do they need now? What is the next thing that they could use to start to move them forward? As Jim Rohn said, that you can get anything you want in life as long as you help enough people to get what they want in life. And that's really what this is about. What's the journey for your customer from the starting point to the next point, to the next point, to your bigger product, to your higher service, to your more valued client? And along the way, people are going to decide that they want to be on a journey with you, and along the way they're going to decide they may have had enough. Maybe it's not at a price point that they can afford at this point. And that's okay. For every 100 that come into the journey at the beginning stage, you might have 10 that are at the final stages at your highest priced level, at your highest, most intimate client type of relationship. And that's okay. That's the way it goes. But map and create the journey for those specific talents with that specific opportunity and the path to cash in your mindset. And then the last piece is what we talked about at Business Breakthrough Academy. It's about discipline. It's about taking action and executing. Remember, the only 2 things that drive your business are the decisions you make and the execution you do. Once you've defined the skills, the talents, and your potential, you've refined the opportunity, the marketplace, and you know what your path to cash is and the journey that you want to take. Now it's really about execution. You need to go out there persistently, systematically, and consistently execute, execute, execute. That's the key to your success. And if you do this, if you take these 5 steps and start them today, and start on that journey today, I can assure you that in 90 days time, you will see a world of difference in your life, in your business, and in your world. It's going to start you to get you to momentum. It's going to move you in a direction that you want to move. It's going to allow you, because of cash flow, to be able to make different choices, different decisions, and see the opportunities that may exist right there in front of you. So remember, 5 steps. Figure out your skills and talent and potential. Second step is define and refine the opportunity, the marketplace, the customer group, the customer segment that you want to serve. Third step is to understand that path to cash. Fourth step is to design the journey for your client, for your customer, as well as for yourself. And the 5th step is to execute. This is where your greatness lies. This is where your potential lies. This is where everything lies. So I hope that this serves you. I hope that this will allow you to take some of the concepts that we talked about at Business Breakthrough Academy live and start to execute and implement them and refine them down to 5 steps and move forward. So hope that serves you, and I look forward to working with you. And if you have questions or have comments, go to the Facebook group. You should have received an email inviting you to the closed Facebook group. Make sure you post your comments, your questions there, so I can support you and the rest of the community of entrepreneurs can support you. Also, some have asked if there's still room in my think tank retreat, and we have 1 or 2 spots left. The information is below this video. So if you're interested in becoming part of that think tank to be with 8 to 12 fellow entrepreneurs, where we work on ideation, innovation, and implementation of your ideas to really focus on your business in an intimate way, where we can spend 2 days together really dialing it in, and then 90-day follow-up sequences to make sure that you're executing and implementing correctly. I'd love for you to join me. I would be honored and blessed to have you as part of the think tank. But at any rate, take these 5 steps, take them out in the world, make a difference, go after your potential, take those dreams, shine the light on them, because possibility is yours. And whenever we get a chance to talk again, until we get a chance to talk again, may your vision be grand, your journey epic, and your legacy significant. Thanks again. Talk to you soon. Bye for now.